Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, world and other worlds. Wherever it is that you're watching this from, I don't know what time it is, but when you see it, it'll be the time when you're supposed to see it. But again, welcome to my channel. My name is Keith, and on this channel, we specialize in constant elevation. Constant elevation through me taking you with me around the world, looking at different countries and cities with a different lens, kind of demystifying everyday occurrences and linking it with that through line with esoteric things. But today we're dealing with health, and I'm going to show you what I use every morning to fuel my body and to keep me going without seeing any doctors. I don't have any illnesses, everything works. I'm currently 57 years old, so I don't think I look too bad. No stomach. I can still do everything I used to do when I was a young man. In fact, I still feel like a young man. But anyway, I'll be making a smoothie today, and I call it the superfood. And hopefully you can get some value from it and maybe even incorporate it into your daily regimen. So sit back, enjoy, and I hope that this information can bring value to you. First and foremost, I'll be explaining to you what it is that I have. I have strawberries, I have blueberries, these are blackberries, raspberries, and the blueberries here. And I have bananas over this side and pineapples. So what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna rinse everything off, and then we're gonna get busy. So stay tuned, bear with me. How y'all doing today anyway? I know you're doing fine because you're watching me. But may the Creator continue to bless all of y'all, and I appreciate you taking the time out to watch some of my content. And speaking of content, let me just give you a little backstory to it. If you don't know, you know now that I'm a new channel. And I started like maybe 3 weeks ago, something like that. No, actually, let me back it up. I actually started this 11 years ago, right? Put a video up, I think it was in regards to, I was selling handcrafted items. Put it up, didn't know too much about being a content creator. I didn't even look at it to be such a thing. Put it up, never looked at it again. Did some very small numbers, but that wasn't really my concern. It was just sharing with people things that I did or that I was doing. So, to put it short, it didn't do too well. But fast forward the story, I've been seeing a lot of people creating content on different things, health, real estate, whatever it is that you like, And I said, you know what? There's a lot of things that I'm doing that I think a lot of people could use that information with. So I decided to reactivate the site, the YouTube channel. So fast forward, I think it was February the 15th of this year, I started the channel, and I started to upload the trips that I took. So my most recent trip was Brazil. So I said, you know what? I had a wonderful time over there, discovered a lot of interesting, beautiful things. And I said, listen, let me share that with the world. I see a lot of other people are doing it. A lot of guys, they kind of do it with the highlighting like a lot of the girls and going over there for that. So I said, you know what? Somebody need to come through with a different approach. Even though I do see them, mixing culture stuff and a lot of other little things, but their main focus was the women. So I said, yo, let's take another approach with this. I mean, it's nothing different that I do. I mean, this is how I live my life. So I'll just show how I roll in these other countries, and I'll share it with the world. Along with that, anybody that knows me know that, I'm an avid reader. And one of my biggest topics is, psychology, sci-fi, esoteric, just things of that nature, interest on how the brain works. So I said, you know what? Let me start this channel and just kind of concentrate on those things, tying in all of that within the travel. So I said, you know what? I'll take you guys with me. Hopefully, you can enjoy this journey as I go through it. You can go through it with me. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. But in terms of the stats, I don't really get into the stats and comparing it to established content creators, because these guys are, hey, I got 1,000 subscribers in 1 month, and I'm monetized with this, monetized with that. I'm like, you know what? I'm looking at this as longevity. So again, I started 3 weeks ago, but surprisingly, I have, I think like 25 or 26,000 views. So it's mainly shorts. I have about 5 or 6 videos. But yeah, so thank you in advance. That shows me that there is a lane for me, that you guys are enjoying what you're seeing. So again, I appreciate you, and let's get back to the smoothie. Yeah, so listen, I'm excited about it because I'm an artist at heart. Nonetheless, they always say, or what I truly believe is, artists are closer to God than most political or religious leaders are. And I say that because artists, we dwell in the being inspired. And if we deal with etymology and look at the words, being inspired is just being in spirit. So we're constantly in spirit with God, receiving divine information. Why? Because we allowed ourselves to be receptive. You see? And oftentimes when you say artists, people think of singers, painters. That's the typical thing. But believe it or not, you're an artist. I'm an artist. Everything that we do requires some type of inspiration, or, you do it better than somebody. You might cook, what I'm saying? Even dressing every day is a form of artistry, You're creating yourself. You're being creative, you know what I mean? Check it out. You see? Even with the layout of your house, you know what I'm saying? How you talk, just how you roll every day. That's your artistry. So some people struggle with that, trying to find out, hey, what's my purpose? You have your purpose. You just need to silence yourself, be more receptive, and boom, everything will come into play. So now, let's get back to this smoothie. All right, right now, I want to put the blueberries in first. I usually grab a handful of them. I already washed my hands before I turned the camera on, in case you guys say, oh man, this guy didn't even wash his hands. And I'm going with the blackberries. And then I'm going with the raspberries. And there's not really a specific amount. I just kind of go with, I don't know, intuition. You know, I've been doing this for years, so it's not even about counting anymore. Now, but the strawberries, and I do put like maybe 3 or 4. I cut the top off. And these things are huge. And another thing, when you're buying this fruit, make sure you try and get organic. And fruit that have seeds in it. I don't subscribe to the GMO seedless fruits. I mean, that's crazy. They say you are what you eat. So if you're eating GMO fruits, what is that telling you? Crazy, right? These bananas don't look quite ripe, but you know what? They actually said it's better to use the banana at this stage just before its ripeness because it has more potent nutritions in it. You can research it, you know what I mean? Don't quote me on it. But I believe that it may be factual because it's still green, and we already know green is life. Now, I don't normally throw these in the trash. I normally put it in the bag and put it in the freezer until trash day. Now, drop the knife. We're gonna cut the pineapple. Yep. So yeah, but this journey of this channel has been pretty cool thus far because again, I'm a very creative person and it's allowing me to express myself through this avenue. I have a lot of good stuff coming your way, providing that you guys take this journey with me. And how can you do that? By liking and subscribing. That way you'll always be up on whatever it is that I'm doing. And we can become friends. Because I'm enjoying your company so far. I hope you're enjoying mine. So what I'm doing now is I'll take the pineapples and I'll cut them in individual slices so I can have some for the following days. But also, I could use it right now. You know, stuff it inside of the, let me try to taste some of this so far and see. Good. Oh my God. So instead of throwing the bottom away, I'll do that. So I'll take the pineapple, cut that because this big piece can't obviously fit in that cup. So I'll usually cut it down. And I usually do one slice of that, stuff it in there because I still have one more thing to put in there. The cucumber. Now the cucumber is excellent because it gives you, it hydrates you very well. You know what? Let's put these guys in here. But now you can kind of see why I call this my superfood. And once I take this, man, I'm telling you, this will hold me over until like maybe, currently it's 12:23. No, I'm sorry. Yeah. 12:23, right? So around 4 or 5 o'clock, I'll probably eat something solid. Not, you know, it could be a salad, but I was saying solid food, whatever my taste buds is desiring for that day. But actually, you know what? Today, actually in here, I have lobster and I have rice. So I'll be eating that later on. Around, again, like I said, 4, 5 o'clock. And then that's it for the day. You know what I'm saying? I'm good. Just wrap up the remainder of these pieces. Yep. So now, what we're going to do next is I'll add some juice inside of the smoothie just to liquefy it. And the juice that I'm going to be using today is this guy. Y'all see that? It already has its antioxidants in it. So I'm really building up that superfood ingredients. And let it sink down. Sometimes you gotta help it. I'll stick the knife in there to like make little holes so it can seep all the way through. I think we're good right there. But we're not done. And yeah, so I'll be sharing like these guys here. This is the dip bar. I'll be showing you some episodes where I'll be doing dips. I normally start my day off with 100 to 200 dips in the morning. I'll do push-ups as well, and I'll do pull-ups. But that's another episode. But right now, I'm just showing you how I fuel myself. And again, how I stay fit over 50. Okay, 1 second. Sometimes the cucumbers. Alrighty. Sorry about that, guys, but now I gotta move this thing around a little bit because it's not. And some of you probably saying, oh man, you stuffed that thing to its fullest capacity, but I do this every day, man. It's just that sometimes life happens. And I'm glad you're getting it in real time because this is real life, real events. Alrighty. Now, I don't drink the whole thing. What I do is I split it in half so I can have this one tomorrow. Even it out. Look at that. Perfect. We're rolling. A little bit more. We got our, what did I do with my apple cider vinegar? Yep. We're gonna put apple cider vinegar in there. They usually say go with like a teaspoon, but I, again, judge it off of, boom. That's probably about 2 tablespoons, all right? And then I'll go with the German creatine, because as you get older, we lose certain things. So with this enables me to keep a little muscle mass, not nothing major, just a little spoonful of it. I'm not trying to be on some bodybuilder stuff, but again, just to be fit. And last but not least, the whey protein, you see? I like the vanilla, and I usually take 1 scoop of that, dump it in, and then I'll follow it up, top it off with juice again, the same one that I used before. Just a little bit because I still have a few more other things going in there. And you might say, what is that? That is coconut milk. You see? Shake it up. And again, no designated amount. Again, I've been doing it for so long, it just seems like I always pour the right amount. But you have to test it out for your own. But just to give you reference, I think it's probably around 2 or 3 tablespoons. And we close that up for the next day. And then the last ingredient, and that is black seed oil. You see that? You can shake it up, then you do 30 drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And that is 30. We put the top back on, blend it up again. All right, let's see. I'm just rinsing the bottom of that, the knife portion of it, just to clean it out. Wow. Beautiful. So yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day to share it with me. So again, my motto is everything that we do in life, we do it twice. First you think it, then you do it. Let's go, Moody, let's go. Won't you go to my bio, buy me a coffee. That just helps me, helps fuel the journey of me going around the world and just doing my everyday thing. I appreciate the support. See you next time. God bless. Take care. Bye-bye.